The flagship for Griswold High School sports, and your home for local news and weather.
Broadcasting from Main Street in the borough of Jewett City.
The Streaming News and Sports Network, SNSN.
Here's a look at your local weather forecast on SNSN Internet Radio. Well, after buckets and buckets of rain this morning, it all has seemingly cleared out of our area, and we should have mostly sunny skies for the rest of today, with a high near 59 degrees, a northwest wind around 16 miles per hour, but gusting as high as 28. Same for tonight, as it should be pretty windy as well, but mostly clear, and temps dropping all the way down to about 31 degrees. For Tuesday, tomorrow, sunny skies. Wind chill will make it feel like it's colder, though, between 25 and 35, as the wind from the northwest comes 6 to 10 miles per hour. But again, sunny skies on Tuesday with the temperatures around 45. It's time. Just a Guy with a Beer with Scott Fryer is on your radio, your device, your tablet, your...
Who is it?
Sit back and let Scott take you down the rabbit hole of beerdom.
Know your role and shut your mouth because the people's champ is ready to talk.
Here's Scott Fryer.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's Scott Fryer. This is Just a Guy with a Beer. This is episode number 21 here on November the 23rd in the year 2020. It's been quite the year for all of us. We usually talk about that every week, but I won't bore you with all that. But we're here back in the SNSN studio, and I have two very special guests tonight. I have Mario Tulli and Calvin Silva from Tulli's Taphouse, right here in Griswold, Connecticut. They are in a prime location. They're on Elm Ridge Golf Course. And
River Ridge.
I'm sorry, River Ridge. Why did I say Elm?
Because he's a golfer.
Yeah, where the heck is Elm Ridge anyway?
It's a Pawcatuck.
Is it Pawcatuck?
Yeah.
That's right. Yes, it's River Ridge Golf Course.
Correct.
And it's over on
Preston Road.
Preston Road.
Yep.
Right off on 164. So go see them. And I got them in here. We're going to talk some beer. We're going to talk the craft menu. And should be good. So welcome, guys. I appreciate you guys coming in tonight.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Awesome. Thanks.
Can you hear at all? No, yes?
Yeah, I can hear
Okay,
you.
you can hear? Because our microphones sound kind of echoey, so I just want to make sure.
Yeah, it is a little echoey.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit better.
Yep.
So, anyway, we're get the sound figured out, and so we're going to talk beer. We're going to talk. Calvin, you're the chef there.
I am.
At Tulli's. So if you haven't been there yet, it's actually pretty awesome. Like, we started going right after you guys opened. The location is fabulous. It's right at the turn, right between the 9th and the 10th holes. So when you're there, if you want to go in, grab a beer, grab a soda or whatever, it's a great spot. And then when you're done, you return your cart. It's the best place to go for lunch, or especially for a dinner. That's we usually have a late afternoon round, and we play, or go to Tulli's for a late supper. So go check it out. It's the atmosphere is great. I love it there. The whole way you guys decorate it, it's just super cool. I love it. And now we'll talk about the food in a minute.
Oh, no worries.
So now you guys opened in April of 2019.
Correct.
Correct. April of 2019. And what was your first couple days like? Were you guys busy? Because you have people in this area tend to be loyal to things that they know. So we had the old place that was in there, but I remember coming in early when you guys opened, and it was hard to get a spot.
Yeah, so when we first opened, it was kind of pretty hectic. We were slammed. Unfortunately, Chef had a heart attack on us 2 weeks before we were supposed to open.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So we had to change our plans around a little bit to open and wait for him to get better. So the first month and a half or so, we were just trying to get the system working. And then when Chef came back, he switched things around a little bit. But it was busy as it was crazy. And honestly, it hasn't really hasn't let up.
Yeah. Now one of the first things that drew me in obviously was beer. I heard about word of mouth from different friends who know you guys who know you well, and they were like, "You got to go check it out. Mario's going to have a great he's going to have a great selection there. You're going to have to go see what he's got for beer. And not knowing about the food, I mean, I'll eat pretty much anything. But if you have good beer, I'll eat pretty much anything. So I went in there the first night I went in. It was just Brenda and I. And it actually, we couldn't get a seat. We had to wait. I remember, you know Ken Danowitz?
Yes, I
So
do, Kenny.
I coached his son. I coached
Yeah.
John. And I went in there. They said they were going to go. So we decided to go over there too. And they were all sitting in the corner. But I mean, it was literally wall-to-wall people, man. You couldn't get in there. And that made me happy because I like to see guys succeed, especially in this area. New places, especially if it's going to be someplace that I'm going to
Right.
frequent, like your place. So I'm glad to see you guys have some success early, and then it's just continued.
Yeah, the decimals
through.
in that place were like off the chart.
Yeah.
My wife would come home and her ears would be ringing, and the biggest complaint we had was
It was
it was
noise.
just so loud in there because there
Right.
was so many people in there. But we fixed that. We had some acoustics put in, and it just cut it down by probably like 50%.
I'd say so, yeah.
And haven't had any complaints on that since. But we're always evolving and doing new things and adding new equipment or trying to upgrade the decorations. We don't, like a lot of places, we don't take all the money and then just let things. We're
Right.
constantly reinvesting back into our product and what we do because we don't want to be busy in the beginning like a lot of places and
Right.
then it tails off because, oh, you did this for now, and then you start cutting corners. So Chef and I is something we talk about all the time. We're not going to skimp on anything.
Right.
And we're going to, charge accordingly or whatever, but you're constantly going to see upgrades, whether it's we've been open 6 months, a year, or 5 years down the road, you'll still be seeing new things. We have all kinds of ideas for the future where we're working with the landlord on some things and the owner of the golf course, and hopefully those things come to fruition and we can just keep giving you guys a better experience every year.
Yeah, and I know that you guys are always having your menus changing continuously, which I think that's good. That's what you got to do to keep it fresh, right? Because you have the same old stuff all the time. People get bored.
When we shut down for the pandemic, well, we never shut down, but my wife and I and the chef, we stayed on board and did takeout only for a
Yep.
little while. And I think it was 6 or 7, maybe 8 weeks.
It wasn't too far in when we had to
Well, it was for our year anniversary, but
right.
he had a different menu for every week that we were shut down for
Yeah.
takeout only. Legit 8 weeks in a row, a different menu.
And we went several times during the shutdown when you guys were just doing takeout. And that was the first time I discovered the buffalo chicken rangoon. And I have literally have dreams about that. Like I can taste it right now.
Is that Rangoon or the fortune cookie?
The fortune.
The fortune cookie.
Yeah,
the fortune
yeah,
cookie. Oh
yeah.
my god.
Yeah.
It like when you I don't know what you put on it. It's like crack. Whatever it is, it's like crack.
The orange dust?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my
Blue
god.
cheese powder. And all
Well,
that
so we
stuff.
dehydrate dehydrate Frank's Red Hot,
Wow.
and then we grind it in a spice mill until it's a powder, and then we add salt and onion powder and garlic
That's
powder.
awesome.
And then come to find out, Frank's Red Hot makes a Frank's Red Hot powder. So
Which I have. 'Cause I was
yeah,
looking
so I'm going through all of this.
I have the Buffalo
and,
Ranch one at home, and
Yeah.
it's awesome. But it's not the same.
Right.
It's not because I tried it and I thought maybe it would taste like. That's why I bought it. So I thought maybe it would taste like your guys the stuff that you put on top of the.
Right, because we do so
Buffalo.
many different things to it. We add so
Yeah.
much to it. Yeah.
Yeah, and
so-
it's not even close. I have like I said, the Buffalo Ranch, and it's good, like especially on fries.
Yes,
But it's
sure.
not. Like, you're gonna have to talk to me off air about how you do that.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna get me a
Yeah.
bottle, and
Yeah.
I want to do that.
I'll let you know.
So that's awesome. But yes, we did definitely support you guys. We tried to do something local every week, whether it was you guys, it was Town Grill, whether it was Bert down here at Sorrell's, somebody every week. So we kind of switched it around.
And that's my wife's biggest motto. She's like, we want you to go to other places
Right.
and just keep us in your rotation because we're all in the same boat
Exactly.
and we're all supportive of each other, So one other restaurateur needs something, we're there for them. If we need something, they're there for us.
Right.
It's not like this battle where people hate each other.
Right, exactly.
We all work together. We compete against each other, but we work together and we're all one big family. So like my wife always says, no, don't worry about it. Cause people say, oh, I'm sorry last week. No, just keep us in your rotation. That's all we ask,
Right.
So there's enough business to go around for everybody.
On the other hand, I like them to feel like they cheated on me when they go
you keep doing what you're doing, everyone's going to come back.
Yes,
Everybody who knows,
absolutely, yeah,
everybody
yeah.
who has a good palate and knows good food, they're going to come back. And we're going to get to that in one of our later
Sure,
segments.
yeah.
We're going to get to the food because I have a lot to say about that. Trust me.
Oh, okay.
See, I have a lot to
All
say
right.
about the food. But it's you're doing a great job, both of you guys. Tulli's is one of my favorite spots because of the craft beer and because of your food. It's amazing. So we're going to talk about that because I want to get your take on some of the things that I love, and then I want to hear about stuff that you make that you're going to eat. If you're going to eat there, what would you eat? So we'll talk about that in a little bit. So we got a few minutes before we take our first break, but what made you open, like, you have another place in Taphouse. You have a pizza place.
Yep.
Right?
So,
Which is great, too, by the way. I love it.
Yeah, it's just a neighborhood pizza house, and we did breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yep.
We don't do breakfast currently because of the pandemic.
Right. It's on,
But-
is that not 97?
Yeah, near the Panema Mills.
Right across the street from there.
Yep, kind of. Yep, diagonal from there. So it's just mom and pop, your local neighborhood pizza house. But yeah, we do a good job.
Yeah,
We've
but you
been
do
there
it right.
8 years.
Exactly.
You know.
And the food's good, but what made you decide, you know what? I want to open up a gastropub. I want to open up a place where people can come have good beers, but they can also have really good food.
So my wife and I travel a lot in the winters, and we go to Fort Lauderdale. It's one of our spots we like to go to a lot because it's easy to get in
Yep,
and out.
yep.
We go down for a quick 4 days, come home, and they're everywhere down there. And the vibe and the food is so you could walk in and like. So I feel like a lot of times around here, because we're not like a metropolitan area, so there's a million of my locations in Taffel and right? There's a million of us.
But you
right?
always have the loyal crowd. You have the people that are loyal to you, that they love you.
But we wanted something where we didn't have to go to Mystic
Right.
or Narragansett to experience. So we brought back things in our travel. So you can come to our restaurant and it's not going to be just burgers and sandwiches. You're going to get Asian fusion. You're going to get a raw bar some days. You're going to get halibut. It's just we wanted to have a restaurant that you could have all different flavors and things from all over the world without it being just labeled, oh, okay, we're going to go there because it's a great burger and fries.
Right.
No, we wanted it to be a place of what it's turning into. We want to go there because I want to see what the hell is next.
Yeah, that's what I like. I mean, I am a creature of habit. You ask my wife. I get the same thing every time I go. I'll get chicken parmesan. I always say I'm going to get something else, but I always end up getting the same thing. But when I go to Tulli's, sometimes I still get the same thing because there's a couple things that I love.
Sure.
But if I see something else on the menu that catches my eye, then I'm 100% going to eat that. So that's what I like about it because it's all the kind of food that I like, and I can go every time and have something different and not.
Right. That's one of the things we did was we wanted timeless classics, things that people can relate to, but we twist them. So
Yeah, put a little riff on some old school things that you grew up with
Yeah.
that you're never going to really do at home. And
Yeah,
you're like, I remember that.
Yeah, it's working. Trust me, it's great. So we're gonna take a break here and pay some bills. We're gonna come back. You brought some beers for us.
Yeah,
So we're gonna share some beers. We'll talk about the food again, and we'll see what else pops up. So you're listening to episode number 21 of Just a Guy with a Beer with Mario Tulli and Calvin Silva from Tulli's Taphouse. Don't go away. We'll be right back right after these messages.
Scott will be back in just a couple minutes after he chugs this one down.
I need a dollar, that's what I need.
G&S Auto Sales knows how important your dollars are, and they want to help you save them. G&S in Franklin has lots of quality pre-owned vehicles, all with easy buy here, pay here financing. No banks, no credit checks, just guaranteed approval. G&S Auto has a full service department too. At $75 per hour for labor, they're one of the lowest prices around. G&S Auto Sales, Route 32 in Franklin. Like them on Facebook and check out today's deals at GandSAutosalesLLC.com.
Killfoot Clothing is the first 100% veteran sales team owned by two local Connecticut combat wounded veterans. Every garment is designed, printed, sold, handled, and shipped only by veterans. We source our products 100% made in the USA and believes if you have a flag on your shirt, that shirt should be made in the United States, period. Killfoot Clothing Company. American made, American proud.
Hey, do you hear that? That's the sound of people getting together and having a good time. These are some of the sounds that you're gonna hear when you visit Epicure Brewing on Franklin Street in Norwich. Epicure is a craft brewery that wants you to experience friends, a lot of laughter, and of course, Epicure's craft beers on tap. Bring your friends or come down and make some new ones while enjoying the freshest quality beer in the area. Epicure Brewing is located at 40 Franklin Street, Norwich, right in the heart of the historic district of Norwich. Check out Epicure Brewing on the web at epicurebrewing.com, as well as finding them on Facebook. So come on down and add your voice to the sounds you hear in the background right now. Follow the hashtag Epicure Brewing for life. Sinosilicophobia is the fear of an empty beer glass.
Myopia?
Now back to Scott.
Hey, welcome back to Just a Guy with a Beer. I am your host, Scott Fryer. This is episode number 21. We have Mario and Calvin from Tulli's Taphouse, the owner and the head chef. And we are going to share some beers here. Mario brought a couple, 2 or 3. So we'll see what we got. Oh, this is Marlowe.
Eager to share.
Yes. So this is Marlowe is part of the 12%.
12%, yes.
Beer. The 12% is a place out in East Haven, and they have a ton of great beers out there. They have Hoof-Hearted, they have Marlowe, they have Skygazer, they have so many of the great beers out. Abomination is another one, and they're doing collabs with local places. They collab with Tox.
Yep,
They
Fat
did
Orange.
that Fat Orange Cat. Yeah, they did that banana one with Fat Orange
The
Cat.
electrical banana.
Yeah.
We had that.
Did you have? How was it? I didn't get it.
I don't know if I still have it on tap, but we did.
Is that what we
this
tried the
weekend.
other day?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
pretty good.
Yeah.
You could definitely taste the banana in it.
You had to talk me through it.
Yeah, Marlowe, eager to share.
That's delicious.
Yes. So the Marlowe is. Yeah, I really like this one.
4%.
It's easy drinking.
It is. Yeah,
Super
yeah.
easy drinking.
What's the IB?
5.4.
5.4. I
Okay.
definitely. This is one of the 2 that I've had from Marlowe. And what was the name of it, Mario? Again?
Eager to share.
Eager to Share from Marlowe, and they are part of the 12% Beer Project from East Haven, Connecticut. So cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That is good.
Very good.
It's super refreshing. And you know what is the best part about that? It's the perfect temperature.
Yeah.
So we had this discussion yesterday about you said you're a whiskey bourbon guy, and I was telling my wife that when you're drinking a bourbon or a whiskey, depending on whether you drink it warm at room temperature
Right,
or you drink
neat
it
or on
chilled,
the rocks, yeah.
it will give off a different flavor and
Absolutely.
it'll give different aroma. Like to someone who doesn't know, whiskey smells like whiskey, right? It's like
Right.
leather smells like leather, but there's different kinds of leather. Like the better the leather, the better the smell. And people that know it, they can do it. The same holds true to beer. If you have a good beer and you have it at the right temperature, which I believe is 35 degrees for a cold beer, should be 35 degrees. You get all the flavor. Like that is perfect.
Right.
You kept it. I
There's
don't know what you
nothing-
did to keep it that cold.
There's nothing worse than getting a draft and it's warm
It's
a minute
if
later.
it's more than 40 degrees, then it starts losing
That's one of the things we
flavor
did.
and it
When
gets warmer.
we put in a brand new tap system, a brand new cooling. What is it called again?
Oh,
The name for it.
it's alcohol. What is it?
It cools the lines
Yeah.
because
Okay.
the run. A lot of people don't use it. So
Glycol system.
glycol.
Okay,
system,
glycol. That makes sense. Yeah.
So when they don't use it, so you have this long of a run going from here to there, and it gets warm. So
Yeah.
this wraps it in that I can set it like you said. It's set at 35
Yeah,
degrees,
and it
so
comes
it
out
keeps the
perfect.
lines
Right.
going all the way up to the taps.
And that's another thing about when you go to a place like you guys. If you have a beer and it comes to you warm, that's
Yeah,
even if it's a good beer, you're like, well, their beer's good, but
I worked
guys that don't clean their tap lines.
at a place that had a 20-foot run, which I guess is not super long, but the lines weren't protected. So by the time that beer got out of the cooler into the tap,
Right.
yeah, it was terrible. So
Well, that's a perfect temperature. So whatever you did to keep it that cold in your bag, it works. So that has like a nice citrusy flavor to it. So
Yeah, almost kumquatty, right?
yeah,
Yep.
it's maybe a little like orange and coriander.
Yeah, sure.
It's good. Yeah, it's actually really good. So we'll talk about the beer for a sec, Mario. What made you decide to like have this kind of? What makes you pick your beers? Now I know you have to go with what your distributor has.
Right.
Like,
So
what
I
makes you
mean, I
wanna-
have to go with what's available, but you can ask Chef. I probably spend more time.
Yeah, there was a lot more
on
pre-COVID.
Tuesdays doing researching them and going through the 5 or 6 vendors that we have to try to find something that we might not have used before. In the beginning, it was a little hard because I was biased, so I would only go towards the beers that I enjoyed. But now that I've gotten a better handle on it, I know that there's people out there that don't like New England IPAs,
Right.
and they love the sours. I was so hesitant to put a sour
Right.
on. I can't keep them on. They're gone as soon as
Especially
they
if
go
you get a
on.
good one, right?
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
correct, yeah.
One of those, like you said, that you had that watercolors.
Right, the watercolors
It's
was
amazing.
right, but Hoax out of New Haven, they kill it.
Yeah,
on
they're
sours.
definitely killing it. Yeah,
On sours, they're killing it.
I'm hoping to get them come on the show because
Yeah, John Brisson.
yeah,
they-
I talked to him. He said he wanted to come on, but we haven't connected yet. So
Right, yeah, no, their sours. They made this blue raspberry
oh, that was
one,
so good.
and
Yes.
it tasted like So you know how in the beginning sours you couldn't really stomach them. You would drink them, and you're like, oh,
Too
your whole
sweet.
stomach would
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, too
because
sweet.
it was legit. Like the Gozes, they were so. But now they're making them more user friendly.
Yeah.
I call it.
Well, they're
Yeah,
different
well,
kinds.
Kettle sours,
Yeah,
things like
so
that.
they
Yeah.
have different
the
kinds.
blue raspberry one tasted legit like the blue ice pops melted.
Melted. Yeah, it's a
Into a
Berliner.
glass.
It's a Berliner Weiss. It's that the sleight of hand series is a
Right.
Berliner Weiss. So
Yeah.
it's like a Goes or a kettle sour. It has it's a little bit more on the sour side,
Right.
whereas a Berliner Weiss will be more of fruitier,
Right.
sweeter.
Which is
Right.
I
Yeah.
prefer more.
Me too. I like them all, but if you're drinking a Ghost or a kettle sour, you can only drink a couple, 2 or 3. Because
Yeah.
then it starts getting like too sour. It's
Right.
too the acidity gets too much for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, those ones that Hoax is doing fantastic work.
Yeah, they're
With their
doing a great
sours.
job down
They're
there.
doing good. You said 12% watercolors by Skygazer is amazing. That whole series, Teddy and I, we did a Halloween show here, and we had one we layered. I think I showed it to you when I was in the restaurant that day. The picture was the purple one on top, and the yellow one on the
Like a
bottom.
Pouce Cafe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was awesome. Yeah, and the flavor mix was.
And you're doing shots of them? Or,
No, we
or
were-
was it in a glass?
Yeah, it's in a glass.
Oh, is it cool?
Genius marketing because
Yeah, it's
they tell
viscosity.
you
is
to
what's
buy
there.
this one, but you really should buy this one and mix them.
Okay.
So they're selling you 2 cases instead of 1.
Right.
Because
Exactly.
So now you got
it worked.
a different flavor combination.
Yeah, it worked.
So you you have those kind of beers where you can mix like if you remember Ballast Point.
Yes.
Ballast Point
Yep,
out,
Ballast
out
Point,
of
yeah.
California. They had the same kind of deal, but they did it with IPAs.
Right,
And they did it. They had
pineapple.
the Sculpin series.
Yeah.
And they had like a pineapple, they had a habanero, a jalapeno, like an orange. The best part of that was you could take the mango Sculpin and you can pour half in, and then you pour
Right.
half of the habanero Sculpin
Right.
in. And made like
Mango
that's what the
habanero.
cool thing about
Mango
the sour.
habanero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The cool thing
Awesome.
about those sours is you can do that with those, and you can make some pretty interesting combinations.
Right.
If Ted, I know Teddy's watching. If you can remember, Teddy, which ones we did, but one of them was like a yellow, and the other one was a blue. And it was like a raspberry, blueberry, graham cracker one,
Yes.
and it made it. It was almost like
Pie or something?
something. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It's a Skygazer, but each one has a different name to it, but it's all part of the series.
Well, one of them, definitely had the graham crackers,
Yes.
and then the other one was supposed to complement it.
Yes, we mixed
I
those.
see so many of them. I can't
They
remember.
were so good, yeah. They were excellent. So now, like, is there any kind of like you said you sit and you do research on them?
Right. So I try to buy everything I can local,
Right.
and I know it's not always easy to do that. And there are some really good beers that we have found out from California as of late, but I consider local New York and New England.
Yeah.
So whenever I put something on Untapped for our beer list, whatever, if it's from New York, Vermont, Connecticut, Rhode Island, I consider that local. So I'm constantly trying to find those beers. And like the Sierra Nevadas and stuff like that. I see that everywhere. So
Right.
so my goal is to put something on that I don't see anywhere else.
Right.
So
And
I
that-
can
and that
kind of
would
have a
drag
little bit
people
of
in, yeah.
bragging rights.
Absolutely.
Like, and I go to him, I go, nobody's got this beer. We got this
Yeah.
beer coming. Nobody's got this.
How many have we repeated since we opened? Not a lot.
Not,
Not
a
a
lot.
lot.
Not a lot.
No, not a lot.
Because I remember when I came in, I think it was August when you had that blueberry one, or the raspberry, blue
Yeah.
raspberry one. I came in with the family and we had dinner, and I had one of those. I had probably 2 or 3. But, then I came back the next time, a couple weeks later, and it was gone. Like,
Yeah, so we try to buy a lot of our beers in logs. It costs us more money to do that, but I want you to come in,
right.
have that beer, and then on Friday come back and go, it's gone already?
But I got this.
Oh, you
But
gotta
try
get
this,
here.
right, yeah.
You gotta
And
go.
And all your
It's
employees.
not gonna
yeah.
last, so they know if there's a beer that goes up and they like it, they know to get in there
Yep.
once they see it because it's not
Plus, I
not
could-
gonna last
Now,
long.
you are on Untapped.
Yes.
Yes. If you wanted to see what the current menu is right now, you can go on Untapped, and your menu will actually on your website.
Right.
You can also check your current beer menu as well.
Right. It'll send you to the link.
Yes.
At Untapped.
And you could go right to it and find out what beer you have on tap. I figured that out last time I came, and I could do it.
Or what's on deck, right?
Well,
Yeah.
what's coming up too as well.
Exactly, yeah.
Which I love because then I can see it coming and I know when it's coming. And
Yeah.
There's usually, so we usually have 12, obviously, because we have 12 taps, 12 on. And in the busy months, there's usually 15 to 20 on deck.
Right.
'Cause we go through probably 35 to 40 logs a week.
Right.
So,
That's a lot.
yeah, but we
Yeah.
don't use half
Yeah.
kegs. I mean, I get my Down East cider in a half barrel or my Allagash White because
Yeah.
that's a go-to beer for a lot
People
of
are gonna
people
sell
that
it.
aren't
Yep.
going to drink
Right.
sours or IPAs and stuff
They
like
just want
that.
something,
They just
yeah,
give
like
me
a
the
Sam Adams or
Allagash.
something.
Exactly, yeah.
Right. So we don't do. So I know Sam Adams started the craft,
Right.
but we don't really put Sam Adams on tap. So the only real estate people that get the real estate on my taps are smaller
Yes.
breweries.
Which is all I think is great.
Yeah, if you want a Sam Adams, I probably have it in a bottle or
Right.
Budweiser. Or,
Bud Light or,
Right.
yeah.
You get those
yeah.
golf guys that want to come in.
yeah,
after
it's,
it's
it's in a
Exactly,
can. Here you go. I'm not putting those on my taps.
Right.
I won't
I'm glad.
I'll
That's
leave
one
them
of the things I
empty
like
before I
about
put
it.
them
Yep.
on.
So Teddy wrote in. He said the first one we drank was a mango, guava, marshmallow, and milk sugar. That was the layer, the bottom layer. That was the yellow one. And on top of that, it was raspberry, blackberry, graham cracker, vanilla, and milk sugar.
Right.
And it was literally like
That was your layered.
that was the one we had, the top bottom. It
Okay.
was-
Yeah,
Teddy
we
was
sold
good.
the raspberry one, and then I didn't realize about the mango one. So that was the first week we started our special can series
Yeah.
because I can't find any.
Kid, yeah, it's hard to get it in the
Yeah.
case
So I
now.
said all this beer is awesome beer is being canned because the bars aren't open. So I said let's run a can series when we got Focal Banger and the Alchemists.
Yeah,
and that
Petty top, right? Yeah.
now it's available in Connecticut. Which I think
Yeah,
is
so
great.
Yeah, yeah. Awesome.
vendor calls me and says, "Hey, I got this. You want it?" So
Yeah.
we've got a pretty good reputation now with our vendors that when something good comes out, they
Right.
automatically like put it aside and,
Nice.
and say, "We're sending you
Yeah.
this."
Right, especially that because that's going to bring people in because everybody, even if you're on the fringe of craft beer market, if you like craft beer, you've heard of Alchemist, you've heard
Right.
of Heady Topper because that was like
they
the big
started it.
Way
big
back
one.
when, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like one of the big, that's what got me on the whole
Yeah.
go on. 'Cause that's part of the fun
That's-
is going
yeah,
on
I
a
mean,
beer hunt.
Yes.
Portland's huge, but Vermont started the IPAs.
They did.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
they took the
And
West Coast version of it. And
I loved it when my son played in a lacrosse tournament up there when he was younger. Every summer we'd go to Stowe for the weekend, and we'd stay literally across the street from Alchemist. So we'd go over there.
Yeah.
Me and some of the other lacrosse dads would go and get our sample and then get back in line, get another one and get back in line.
That's funny.
So they never had Heady Topper.
Was that the new facility, right?
Yeah, the brand new one.
yeah,
right,
yeah.
Downtown Stowe.
who knows if Trillium ever gets their thing up and running in Stonington, maybe
So
they'll
bad.
start distributing some
Yeah,
product.
that would
to
be
us.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that'll be a great day for all of us because especially this area. So and I don't mind making that drive to Canton, but Trillium, yes, Trillium, yes.
The owner, she's an NFA graduate.
She is, yeah.
She is.
Yeah.
So before we take a break, I want to talk about something we did yesterday. Teddy and Pat and our wives, we went up. We did a Connecticut beer tour, and they're great. If you're looking for one, it's ConnecticutBeerTour.com, and they will pick you up in like a limousine bus and at your house, and they bring you to. They have different ones that are set already, so like 3 breweries and lunch, and they'll either you can go on pre-planned one or you can build your own, and they'll pick you up, take you there, be your transportation, and make sure you get home safe. And it's a great time. I actually won a contest for Veterans Day, and they came and they treated us to lunch at Mission Barbecue. They gave us pizza at Better Half Brewing, which was amazing, and they took us to a couple other places, that Continuum Distillery and Brassworks Brewing. So I'd like to thank them. Michelle and Brian were our escorts, our driver and our escort. They were awesome. We had a great time. So check them out. It's Connecticut Beer Tours, and I think they're run out of that part of the state out towards Southington area. But they'll come anywhere in the state, and they'll take you. They even go to New York. We're actually going to try and plan one. So if you're interested in coming with us,
awesome.
Yeah,
we're going to plan like other half going out that way. So they'll take us out wherever we want to go. And it's like $100 a person.
Yeah,
plus
can't beat
tip,
that.
so can't beat it. All right, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back. We're going to talk food with Chef, and we're going to talk about our different favorite things at Tulli. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Just a Guy with a Beer with Scott Fryer will be back in 2 and 2 belches. He needs a break to get rid of the gas. More of Just a Guy with a Beer coming up.
Killfoot Clothing is the first 100% veteran sales team owned by 2 local Connecticut combat wounded veterans. Every garment is designed, printed, sold, handled, and shipped only by veterans. We source our products 100% made in the USA and believe if you have a flag on your shirt, that shirt should be made in the United States, period. Killfoot Clothing Company, American made, American proud. Mr. Beardo, beard oils and tattoo juice are the highest quality, no BS oils on the market. All hand and homemade to meet the specific needs of everyone's beard and ink. Just a Guy with a Beard personally uses both of these products, and I can tell you that my ink has never looked better, and my beard is fuller, thicker, and healthier than ever. Get your beard pumping and your tattoo popping with Mr. Beardo, beard oils and tattoo juice. Find them on the web at www.mrbeardo.com. Have you got a taste for exquisitely crafted beer and pub grub with a foodie flair? Then These Guys Brewing Company on Franklin Street in Norwich, Connecticut has got what you're craving. Enjoy a variety of classic and unique craft beers brewed on site and indulge in a delicious meal with seasonal dishes from their scratch kitchen. And check them out on Facebook or online at theseguysbrewing.com to stay up to date with their freshest brews, current menu, and upcoming events. These Guys Brewing Company, where it's all about good times, great food, and fantastic craft beer.
You know, bacon cannot solve all our problems. That's what beer is for. Here's Scott Fryer.
All right, welcome back. We are here on episode number 21 of Just a Guy with a Beer with Scott Fryer. I am Scott Fryer, and we have Mario Tulli and Chef Calvin Silva from Tulli's Taphouse here in Griswold over at River Ridge Golf Course, not Elm Ridge.
Yeah.
River Ridge Golf Course on Preston Road.
164. Correct.
And yep, right off exit 22. Right off exit 22, you coming north, you take a right,
And a right.
and about a mile and a half down the road.
On the right.
On the right.
Yeah, exactly.
Mile and a half down the road on the right-hand side, you'll see River Ridge, and right in the clubhouse is Tulli's Taphouse. And it's a great spot to refresh yourself halfway through the round when you make the turn. And it's a great spot to have a late lunch or early supper. Or if you just want to take the wife out for a day, that's one of my favorite places to take Brenda.
Awesome.
We like to come and have a dinner and a couple beers. We're close. We're local. And I appreciate you guys coming on tonight and talking about it. I've wanted you to come on for a while because I wanted everyone to know about Tulli's Taphouse. People that may not know about it. People that maybe want to come visit, like my mom and dad come up. I'm going to bring them hopefully soon. I haven't seen my mom since Christmas. Sorry, Mom. It's not my fault. It's stupid COVID. So.
Yes.
And we'll talk about that a little bit more in a bit. But I wanted to talk to you, Chef.
Sure.
So tell me about how you got started. How long you've been a chef, and how you got started. What your experiences are.
Oh my God, I've been doing this.
I'm gonna drink beer while you tell me that.
Yeah, so am I. I've been doing it since I was a kid. So not cooking professionally. I guess professionally is when you do it to earn an income. So I guess when I was 17-ish, 18-ish, you kind of get you go away to school and then you come back and you kind of get trapped in, I don't want to say trapped, because I at Tulli's, I really enjoy what I do. It's not,
It shows in your.
yeah, it's not really like, the stressful environment, but I think part of that's because we created it like that. You know what I'm saying? We have an environment that is, I mean, it's business, let's face it. And,
Right.
Mario's a businessman, so, obviously the goal is, as a business to make profit, but we try to get to that in a stress-free of a way, right?
Yeah.
So we really
When
have.
we get stressed, we get on a golf cart and we go play.
We go play a couple holes, yeah, smack it. But yeah, I started when I was a young kid, and my mind works in such a way that I don't think there's anything wrong in food. Like, you go to school, you learn your fundamentals, you learn your foundations. And I've taught culinary for a while, so
Right.
and I used to teach the kids in menu development, like, you can't really box yourself in. To what's considered just cookie cutter stuff. Like, I used to teach them to take a sandwich and break it down to all the components. The bread, the meat, the spread, the vegetables, and then now just start substituting. Let's substitute instead of a white bread. Let's do like a cranberry sunflower bread. You know what I'm saying? And you start building. And instead of buying a ham, why don't we just brine our own and make our own? And then we'll go to the spread instead of just a mayonnaise. Why don't we just do, a Dijon and add some pureed smoked onions to it? So those type of things.
You're making me hungry.
Yeah, so I teach. That's what I used to teach, and that's kind of how we look at stuff. Can we put a crunch on it that gives it more flavor? Can we put a powder on it that gives it more? We call them snow. Can I put a snow on it? Can I put a different vegetable that has more flavor than your normal? And so that's how we build something. We take stuff that's considered, mainstream, I guess, like
Right.
a Reuben or something like that,
Yep.
and they have high appeal. But then what we do is, instead of using a brisket to make our corned beef, we'll use boneless short rib to make our corned beef, or we'll rub it and make it into a pastrami.
Right.
And instead of traditional sauerkraut, we use red sauerkraut. We did a dish like that called rouge et noir, red and black. So the black for the
Yeah.
pepper on the pastrami, the red for
I had.
yeah. Oh, you did? Okay.
it was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah, so that's kind of how we approach food. We still want to keep it with an appeal
Right.
to most people, but you can add these changes that makes it fun on both sides. Makes it fun for the diner. It makes it fun for the person executing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
And the selection when I go in there, it's always hard to decide what I want. Like, 'cause it'd be something I want, but I want this, but I want that, and it's always like you got to come back.
we're trying to get you to get both.
Well,
but,
last week we were sitting there and we were talking about Thanksgiving, and we were going to do this Thanksgiving dinner for a golf tournament we had on Sunday, and we didn't sell as much as we had prepared. So we're like, well, we got to do something with this, blah, blah, blah. And we're just shooting the shit, talking about things. Next thing you know, he's got stuffing in a bowl, potatoes, sweet potatoes, turkey, all this stuff in a bowl, and he starts mixing it up, and we start rolling it in spring roll
I saw
wrappers.
that. I saw your.
yeah, so
They
it's
were-
I saw that post. I was
Yes,
like, ooh,
Thanksgiving.
They were incredible. They were absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
some of our
Now
names
that's
are
something most chefs in this area is not going to think about or come up with. They're just not going.
so yeah, we call them Thanksgiving in spring.
Yes, and
rolls.
I saw those.
Yeah.
So my wife's watching right now, and she wanted me to tell you that the meatball grilled cheese. That's her
listen.
absolute. My daughter and
Yeah.
her. That is their absolute favorite, and the short rib nachos.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
Her,
Yeah.
a very close second. But the meatball grilled cheese, which I've yet to have because I always get.
That's one of the problems we have with changing menus. It's
So the meatball grilled
it's like
cheese and the
Yeah.
brisket nachos, the two items that
have never come off the menu.
Really? So there you go, babe. Now you know you can never
It's
always
safe.
be able to get that.
it's like the sacred cow. It really
Yeah, right?
is. Yeah.
So not my personal favorite.
That we use to make meatballs.
My personal favorite is the oink moo. The
Oh, the moink loaf.
Moink loaf.
Yeah. So that's a twist on moink balls, and you can Google them. But
Moink-
Bears,
yeah, moink, yes.
Bears
Moink loaf,
Barbecue
yeah.
does. Yeah.
Yep.
Bears Barbecue does a moink ball, which is a meatball wrapped in bacon, and it's smoked.
Yes.
Yeah. So we do a meatloaf wrapped in bacon, and it's smoked.
It is
So
We have a big
yeah.
Myra Mixon smoker out back that we smoke all of our.
I want to get to that in a second because I definitely want to bring that up. But let me tell you, Mom, I'm sorry. I know you're listening. I know you're watching, but Calvin's meatloaf is better than yours. It's wrapped in bacon, it's smoked, and it's served on the best mashed potatoes I've ever had.
Awesome. Yeah.
And the peas and carrots that go with it.
Oh, good too.
Done. I'm going there right after this is over.
That's funny.
But yes, it's fantastic, and I love it. We talked about the buffalo chicken fortune cookies before. I had those, and everything is just so good. The nachos, they're amazing. Now I want to go back to the smoker for a second. Right now, you guys are doing smoke on the ridge.
Yes, on Saturdays.
So Saturdays, you start preparing today, right?
No, so we'll smoke it. The prime rib, we smoke it on Saturday.
On Saturday.
Yeah,
okay.
so there's different ways: low and slow, fast and hot, and then
Low and slow is always the best one.
Yeah, and we kind of do ours. I want to say medium-ish when we
For
do
the
our
prime
rib. Yeah,
but our brisket is like a 17, 18-hour process.
it is correct. Yeah,
And it's so smoke on the ridge. If you don't know, on Saturdays they smoke their prime ribs, and they are absolutely. You have to get them ahead of time, right? You still have to call in and get them.
Well, now we don't do the calling because we're open for dining.
Right?
But
when you
during the
takeout
pandemic, they'd pre-order them because they'd be gone.
Yes,
we'd cook 3 ribs, and by the phone, the phones would turn on at noon, and at 12:30,
we'd be out of rib.
Yes, I know.
We're out of rib. We sold 32 orders already.
I learned the hard way 2 times in a row. We were going to order from you guys during the shutdown, and I called. I was like, "Oh, I want to call Tulli's right now. Let's order some prime rib." They like, "Yeah, can I order the prime rib?" And she kind of like laughed. She's like, "No, we're all out." I'm like,
12:01.
Yeah, you got to get on the phone like right away. Then the next week we were going to do it, and I kind of forgot. It was like 12:30. I'm like, "Oh crap!" And then you got a call. No, we're out. So the next time, I was on the phone ready to go. As soon as it turned 12, I was dialing the phone number, and I ended up getting it. And it was
good. Yeah,
it just makes it.
It's such a better product like that.
And doing it in the oven, doing it, you get that little smoke ring on the outside, and it's just so tender. Like, I like prime rib, but I'll never order it out because you don't know if you're getting a big fatty piece.
Yeah.
There's a lot of waste on prime rib, right? But I think the way we cook it in the smoker slow, the fat renders into it and it just disappears, and it's just so
and that's the part
tender.
One of the best things about smoking a meat is, especially a beef, is that you get the juices, retains all the juices.
Yeah,
and melts into,
correct. Yeah.
So because when people cook a roast or a prime rib in the smoker, and they go to cut it, they're like, "Oh my God, it's not done. It's bleeding." No,
let it rest.
You let it rest, and then you cut it, and it's absolutely perfect. It's not rare just because it's bloody. It doesn't mean it's rare. It's just the juices that just rest in it, and it comes out so good. And you guys nailed it. It's perfect.
So do you smoke at home?
I do a lot.
So do you drink Bloody Marys?
Yes.
So next time you smoke, take a pot of water or a pan of water, put it inside your smoker. And
away from the drippings.
Away from the drippings. Put it above.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then take that water out and put it in ice cube trays and freeze it, and then put it in your Bloody Mary.
Yeah, the smoked ice cube.
Smoked ice cube. It's
oh my
incredible.
God. So guys, we're doing that. We're having Friendsgiving on Saturday, so I think we're gonna.
Or you can make your own Roush beer. Drop a cube into a beer. You know.
I did see someone online. I saw someone doing it with whiskey because I looked it up.
Yeah.
And they put their whiskey on a pie pan, and they put it on their glass on the pie pan, and got some smoke
down in the glass.
They put it on top and let the smoke go in it, and let it sit in there for like 3 or 4 minutes, and they took it out, let it cool off, and it was a smoked bourbon. I want to try it.
We were in Nashville last Veterans Day. We went down to Nashville with some friends, and those bars, they're like, they would put smoke right into the
smoke. Yeah, I have a smoke gun.
Like you get an old fashioned or something, and they put the smoke gun in it, and it would give you the smoke flavor.
Wow.
Yeah.
I always wanted to try chocolate too. I heard smoked chocolate is good too.
Try the ice cube when you Bloody Mary. Be the best Bloody Mary you ever
I'm doing that. I'm going to try it because I ordered those big giant ice cube trays. The big the
balls.
Or
the big cubes.
The big cubes, and they also come with one for the balls. I'm going to try that with a whiskey. Like I'm going to try some whiskey with the smoked ice cube. We'll try that, see how that works. So that's awesome. Yeah. So listen, you guys are killing it with the menu. The food is amazing. You do a great job, and so nice to have a place like Tulli's in town.
Because we don't have to drive all the way to Mystic.
I know it. And I like to go to Jewett City, pizza, and to have a pizza or a grinder or whatever. Right. But when you want to go out, you want to have to drive all the way to the casino because, first of all, big bucks to go to the casino. But it's nice to have a local place. You're supporting friends. You're supporting local, and it's just nice to go there and not have to go far. So it's good time. So we're going to take a break one more time, our last break. We're going to come back. We're going to talk a bit Thanksgiving and when everything else is going on. This is just...
I love this show. Just a guy with a beer with Scott Fryer, mainly because it gets him out of the house. More with Scott coming up in a jiffy.
I need a dollar, that's what I need.
GNS Auto Sales knows how important your dollars are, and they want to help you save them. GNS and Franklin has lots of quality pre-owned vehicles, all with easy buy here, pay here financing. No banks, no credit checks, just guaranteed approval. GNS Auto has a full service department too. At $75 per hour for labor, they're one of the lowest prices around. GNS Auto Sales, Route 32 in Franklin. Like them on Facebook and check out today's deals at GNSAutosalesLLC.com.
Unify is a local full-service marketing and branding agency that helps your business strategize, develop, and implement a marketing plan using the best platforms and materials to connect you with the right customers quickly. Find them on Facebook at Unify CT or on Instagram at Unify_CT or call Laura directly at 860-326-6003. Strategize, develop, and connect. That's Unify.
Hey, do you hear that? That's the sound of people getting together and having a good time. These are some of the sounds that you're gonna hear when you visit Epicure Brewing on Franklin Street in Norwich. Epicure is a craft brewery that wants you to experience friends, a lot of laughter, and of course, Epicure's craft beers on tap. Bring your friends or come down and make some new ones while enjoying the freshest quality beer in the area. Epicure Brewing is located at 40 Franklin Street, Norwich, right in the heart of the historic district of Norwich. Check out Epicure Brewing on the web at epicurebrewing.com, as well as finding them on Facebook. So come on down and add your voice to the sounds you hear in the background right now. Follow the hashtag Epicure Brewing for Life.
All right, we're back here at the SNSN studio here in the borough, Jewett City. We are here live with Mario Tulli and Chef Calvin Silva from Tulli's Taphouse. We are talking food, we're talking craft beer, and Mario just poured this awesome beer for us. This is Chronic Myopia from the Threes Brewing in Brooklyn, New York. And it's actually super good. It's 6.9%. It's an IPA, duh. It's hazy. It's not too thick. It's actually it's light. Let's see. What would you say? It had pineapple, guava,
green papaya, pine candy. Yeah.
So it's called Chronic Myopia from Threes Brewing out of Brooklyn, New York. So nice job on this. Is a good one. All right. So we were talking a little bit about different beers, different foods. Now we'll talk both together. Recently, last week, you guys had a beer dinner.
Yes.
Last week, and talk to me about that. How it went. How you guys came through being able to have one during COVID, and if it's successful or.
Yeah, so it was very successful, and we're in a unique situation. Unlike a lot of our counterparts, who I feel for, like my other location, I can't open for breakfast because we just don't have the footprint to be at 50% capacity and 6 feet apart. But fortunately up here, we have a banquet facility. So we have two dining rooms. So we can spread everybody out and still get our full load in there and be 6 feet apart and everybody's comfortable with it. So we did our first dinner and we've been wanting to do it, but our first year was kind of, learning the ins and outs and the curveballs and that were thrown at us or whatever. So we said, let's do it. But we didn't know if we were how well it was going to be perceived during all this. So we said, we'll limit it to 40 people. That's what the room can hold comfortably, spread out, blah, 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 blah. Well, we sold out and we had people calling the day of looking to get tickets. So Chef takes the beers. We partnered up with Thomas Hooker Brewing.
That's another out of Hartford.
Yep, Bloomfield.
Yep. Great beers. Yeah.
So we partnered up with them. Chef told him the beers he wanted, and he made 5 courses. So you got 5 beers, 12-ounce pours.
Nice.
They weren't like little things.
Oh, so they were full beers.
Yeah, I mean we cut them back a little bit.
Right.
3 quarters. Yeah.
So instead of a 16 ounce, you got like a 12 ounce.
Yeah.
And then you had 5 courses, small plates.
Right.
And I mean, the people loved it. Chef comes out, explains the dish, why he paired it with the beer that he did. The head brewer was there. They talk a little bit about the beer and how it came about and blah, 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 blah. But the people really loved it and said, oh, we want to do this again. So Chef and I, if we got our fingers crossed that we're not going to go back into phase 1 and get shut down for indoor dining. So if that doesn't happen, stay tuned because in December we'll be doing something.
Outstanding.
And then once the new year comes, if things can keep staying on the track we're at right now, we'll continue to do things like that because people are tired of being in the house.
Yep.
And you can come out and be around people, but still be safe.
Right.
Because let's face it, it's not a year ago when you came in and everybody's crunched together. The restaurants just aren't like that anymore.
Right. It's just the way it is now.
But you're still going to feel like you're out having a great time, enjoying good food and company, but you're being safe at the same time.
Yeah, that's like when we were on that beer tour yesterday. At no point yesterday did I feel like they were putting us in any kind of danger. I mean, I'm not afraid anyway, but just like I didn't feel like they were putting us in any kind of situation where it could have been, hey, you might get the COVID if you know what I mean? Like every place we went, you sat 6 feet apart, and it's good. So in restaurant business, people, breweries, whatever, you guys are adapting. You figured it out. Because every time I go in, whether to come see you or if I'm playing around a golf with my son or we're coming to dinner, it's always people in the restaurant.
Yeah, listen, Saturday was ridiculous.
So that's awesome.
It was, you had to wait. There's times where you come and you're pulling to the parking lot and there's 20 people standing out in the parking lot waiting to come in.
That's how you know the place is good, though.
We seat 100 people. So there's 20 more sitting outside. We keep you safe. We wear our mask. We wear our gloves when we're delivering your food. We clean your tables after you leave. We have sanitizer stations set up. So, like you said, I'm not afraid of it, but to make everybody feel comfortable and to follow the rules that are laid out for us, we do what we're supposed to do.
Yeah, and it's always, like I said, every time I come in there, the hand sanitizer is right there. So people, they want you to wash your hands, keep your mask on, whatever. So you guys do a great job with that. So now we'll talk a little bit about that. So off the air, we were talking about maybe the governor might shut us down. We thought maybe today would be the day, but he said he sounded optimistic.
He sounded a lot more optimistic today than
I was ready for the doom and gloom today.
I've been telling them for the last 3 weeks, it's coming. He did this to us on, the Monday before St. Patrick's Day. He's not going to want us to be open for Thanksgiving week, but my fingers are crossed. If we can get through the holiday and not have a big spike and big jump in hospitalizations, I know Rhode Island's already taken a 2-week pause after the Thanksgiving to try to get everybody that gets together to get it out.
And that's the thing too. People have to be smart about it. You know what I mean? Like there are people that don't believe in the virus, which I'm not saying I don't believe in it or I do believe in it. Either way, I haven't been affected by it.
Right.
And there are people that have been affected by it. I know people that have lost family members to the coronavirus or complications of the coronavirus.
So I know somebody that I lost a friend. My son had it.
Yeah.
My in-laws had it, and they're in their 70s. They came out of it fine.
Yeah.
So it affects everybody
differently.
Does. It all depends. It's the flu. The flu affects everybody differently.
Exactly.
But nevertheless, this is the guidelines they lay out for us, and that's all we can do. We can't. Defying that is only going to get us nowhere. So
and I wear a mask because I don't want to be responsible.
Yeah, it's not.
I don't want to give somebody. God forbid, I should transfer it to somebody who is vulnerable and then they pass away. I don't want that on me. So I do what I'm socially responsible thing, and I don't love it, but it is what it is. But you guys do a great job. Even Teddy even posted that you guys they won't find a cleaner place than both of your spots. So
thank you.
That's why we come. One of the reasons we come there because we know we're safe there and things are good. Besides the awesome beer selection and the food, so hopefully we get through all this. We get through the holidays. People just got to be smart about what they're doing. Travel restrictions. You can travel to neighboring states. I guess New York and New Jersey we're allowed to go, but anything north here, I guess. Not so much.
Rhode Island just put us on the shit list.
Did
they? Yeah.
Unfortunately,
I thought Raimondo and Lamont had a deal worked out, but I guess that didn't go far.
Well, unfortunately, my in-laws live in Providence. We're in Warwick, so we're not going to get to see them this year. So it's just going to be the 4 of us. But it's okay to have a quiet Thanksgiving.
Right.
It's Christmas I worry about. Like I said, I haven't seen my mom since last Christmas. We went down in Jersey the day after Christmas, but because of everything, my mom's not, she's not getting any younger.
Right.
So we worry about them. And they were going to come, and then the spike happened. They were going to come this month, but then all of a sudden everybody shot through the roof again, so they had to cancel. And it's unfortunate, but you know what? My kids got to go down and visit their grandparents over the summer, so it's important. But eventually I get to see my mom. Yeah. So hopefully everybody stays safe.
They did have a new graph out today that broken down by counties, and southeastern Connecticut, you have the lowest risk of catching it. It's 14% with a group of 10 or more.
Oh,
so
perfect. So, all right.
We're the lowest. You go to the other side of the state, it's like 24% chance of catching it. So we just keep doing the right thing and keep it down. We did well in March and April and May with cases around here. So I think the people around here are doing.
I think so. I think the people are doing their part. You walk around, you go to the store, you don't see many people that aren't wearing masks, and people just do what they want. Because
like
really,
you said, you get some, but
I want to do it so I keep places like Tulli's Taphouse open, so I can keep places like Dean's Corner open, so I can keep places, like New York Pizza open, places like Epicure.
Right.
People that are my friends that own these businesses, I want to keep them open. Right. And if I'm in there causing a stink because I don't want to wear a mask, then that's going to be a problem for them. I don't want to put them in a bad situation.
Yeah. All we ask is remember, it's not our rules.
It's right.
It's the rules that are handed down.
People forget that. You telling me to put a mask on.
It's not me saying
correct.
I believe in it or don't believe in it. It's the rules that are laid out for us.
And you don't want to get shut down. So
right.
Hopefully we get through this winter. It's going to be tough, but we'll do it, and we'll be able to enjoy everything you got at your next beer dinner. I'm going to promote the heck out of that here at Just a Guy with a Beer. I'm going to come to it. I'll bring the wife, and I'll probably bring some more Teddy and Pat and their wives too. So
we're going to find a good local brewery to partner up with.
Let's do it. I have some ideas, so we'll see.
Sure. We can collaborate. That's fine.
So you cooked for Tiger, did you not? I saw that on the website.
So this was a long time ago, and he was just a kid.
Still
Tiger.
Tiger.
He's a burger.
Anybody else cool?
So I was a corporate chef for a food service company, and they at one time had the contract to Electric Boat.
Nice.
So whenever they did sub launchings, they had dignitaries come there.
Right.
So hold your responses. So Chelsea and Hillary Clinton.
It's still
so they came right up. Yeah,
still famous people.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if you remember, generals and things like that.
Yeah.
Bernadette Peters. Do you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So Bernadette Peters
That's
is
cool.
one of them. And then, listen, I've had Brooke Shields in my kitchen. I've had Joan Rivers in my kitchen.
I was at your place when
their dog in the pocketbook thing.
Gwen Stefani.
Gwen Stefani.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And what's his name? The husband that was a band member.
Gavin
Smith or something like that. Bush. Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, we're wrapping up here. We're in the last minute or so. Guys, thanks for coming in. Mario, thank you. Chef, thank you very much.
No worries.
Tulli's Taphouse. We're at River Ridge Golf Course right here on Preston Road in Griswold. Please go check them out. Their menu is fantastic. A couple more things to close out. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow night to Do Not Sports. They are from 7 to 9. You can follow them on Facebook and Facebook Live. Talking sports. They have some hot topics in the local news media right now here in the southeastern Connecticut. So check them out. And then check us out on Friday Night Bites on Facebook every Friday night from 7 to 9 p.m. And then one more thing before I go. I did a fundraiser for my friend Jordan. He has a veteran rehab thing that he does down in Virginia. And I raised some money for him. So the last I checked, we're almost around 3,000.
Wow.
And I heard there's more coming in. So thank you all who donated. Thank you guys for listening. Keep tuned to my Facebook page for more updates. Check me out on www.justaguyWithAbeer.com for past episodes. And I will see you next week. Until then, be safe and do not beer shame your friends. See you next week, everybody.
Griswold High School Sports, and your home for local news and weather, broadcasting from Main Street in the borough of Jewett City, the streaming news and sports network, SNSN.
Here's a look at your local weather.